Hello and welcome to the EatMyUke ukulele channel, where today we are learning to play Billie Eilish Bury a Friend. So let's waste no more time and get into it. This song is split into two parts. You've got the opening chord progression and then you've got the main melody line after that, and our arrangement is flipping between them two. So the opening chords, you're starting with a G minor. And one thing to bear in mind when you're playing along to this tutorial is I've got a low G on my ukulele, so it's going to sound a lot deeper than yours likely will. I imagine you've got a soprano, so your G note might sound like this. Exactly the same notes, just one's a little bit lower. So G minor. So your first note is that open first string, then you've got your second finger on the second fret, third finger on the third fret, and first finger on the first fret. Then you're moving up to a C minor. Now for this one, I'm barring the third fret. And if you're not familiar with bar chords, it's just using one finger to cover all the fretboard. And if you look behind, I'm actually pinching the ukulele a little bit. Only a real firm amount. I'm not really like crushing it or anything, because it makes it real difficult to move your fingers. Just gently applying enough pressure so every note's clear. So yeah, bar that third fret. Then you're using your third finger on the fifth fret of the top string. That's C minor. Then you're moving that bar down to the second fret and using your pinky on the fifth fret of that bottom string. And that's D major. Some of you might play D major like this. I prefer to play it like this, as it's just a bit easier for my fingers. I think I've got quite like thick fingertips, so it's quite tricky getting them all on there. You know, it's just hard for me, so I just prefer that. However, if you prefer to play it like that, feel free. And then we're ending on the G minor. And that's our 4 chords. So, like this. And the strumming pattern is very simple. You just go in down, up, down, up. And then you're following through that up, down, up all the way after that. You listen. Down, up, 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 down, up. But what you're doing is in between the up, down, up, you're actually changing chords. Up, down, up, change chord. Down, up, down, up, change chord. Down, up, down, up, down, up, change chord. So just bear that in mind. And another thing to think about is you've got this rhythm going all the way through the song of da 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 da. So try and get into that sort of like mood, that like vibe when you're playing it, and it'll make it a bit easier when you're strumming along. Because you could also finger pick it as long as you're keeping up with that. See, it's got that similar rhythm, and that's real simple. You're just exchanging the top note for your down strums and picking the other 3 for your up strums. See that? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're just going throughout all the chord progression. Next, we've got the vocal line, and that goes like this. Similar to the chord progression, there's actually a similar rhythm going on through that melody. It's like da 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 da. So if you keep that in mind too, that's going to make it easier for you. So the notes. You're starting on the 5th fret of the bottom string, then using your second finger up to the 6th, lifting that off to get the 5th again, then bringing it down to the 3rd fret, then using your 3rd finger on the string above, 6th fret, then to the 3rd fret. Bit slower. Again, and just listen to that duh, 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 because we're doing exactly that rhythm again, just a few notes different. So this time we're starting on the 3rd fret of the bottom string, up to the 5th, off to the 3rd again, to the 1st, then using your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the string above, then to the 3rd. So combining them two, you got this. Can you hear that similar rhythm? So next you've got the 1st fret of the bottom string to the 3rd, off to the 1st, then up to the 5th, 3rd, 2nd. And then you're ending on the 3rd fret, and that's like it's resolve. So them 3 together is like this. And lastly, you've got this little lick that's going to take us back into the chord progression. Alright, and that's just the 5th fret on the 3rd string, to the 6th, to the 5th, to the 3rd. Alright, so let's try and play that melody line together. I'm going to play it quite slowly and then we'll speed it up a little bit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. Bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so combining all of it together, you should have this. And that's that, Billie Eilish, Bury a Friend on the ukulele. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial and found it useful. If you'd like to learn some more of her songs, I actually just recently arranged their full album on the uke. And for every album that I do, I upload the tabs and backing tracks to my monthly membership website, EatMyUke Premium. There's a link down below if you want to check that out. Please feel free to subscribe for some more uke stuff in the future. And I'll see you next week for another lesson and album on a ukulele. Peace.